everybody, welcome back to West Ham United. My name is Jack. We are kicking off Season 3 in today's episode. If you haven't seen last episode, Monday's episode, it was a good one, wasn't it? It was a very good one. I would go back and watch it if you haven't watched it, but if you don't want any spoilers, pause the video now. We won not only the FA Cup, but also the Europa League in the last episode. We played Man City in the FA Cup, beat them 2-0. We played Dortmund in the Europa League final, beat them 2-0 after extra time. A fantastic episode. One of the best episodes I've ever done, I think. Dortmund and Man City were obvious favourites going into both matches. And just to carry on our form that we've been in when we smashed it. So we finally won the FA Cup and the Europa League in Season 2. No, I didn't think we'd win. I think like we do well in the FA Cup in Season 2. Didn't even think we'd be in the Europa League in Season 2, let alone win it. So, fantastic stuff happening there. But today, we are playing in the Community Shield, as well as showing you the transfers that we have made. And next episode will be the first league game against Chelsea and then Arsenal, I think, in the UEFA Super Cup. And then the rest of the transfers, because obviously the transfer window hasn't ended yet, because it ends on the 7th, I assume. On the 6th, it ends. So we've still got a few days of the transfer window left open, so we should have a little bit of transfer news in the next episode as well. But the majority has already been done. You can see here we're still looking at a youngster, and not so much of a youngster. But we'll look at who we've taken out here. So we've got rid of £21 million and we've spent 70 million, but there's a lot of loanies in this list as well. If we go from fees downwards, Manuel Lanzini has gone to Torino for £20 million. I was going to keep him, but he's a 2.5-star player, and I was like, he didn't have the best of seasons last season, so I thought if we can get some money for him, that'd be great. £20 million, perfect amount. That's paid for a few players over on the in list at least. Nathan Holland, Marcus Brown gone to Hull and Swansea respectively, a couple of youngsters. Lee Kanglin and Almada have gone to Copenhagen, both on loan, both still haven't got work permits. I don't know if they're going to get work permits. We'll keep on trying, but we've got a whole host of players gone out on loan. Some have gone to like the same club. So we've got 4 at Derby County, I think. 4 at Derby County. That's what I like to do with my loan players. Try and get them at the same club. So they keep on playing together. A couple at Charleston there, Blackburn, Bournemouth, Brighton. I don't like them going all over the place. But other than Derby and Charlton and Copenhagen, they have pretty much gone all over the place. So there's no one really of note there. Released players, Zlatan and a youngster, but Zlatan hasn't been released. He is now our coach in our under-23 squad. He's not a very good coach, but it's quite cool. Our under-23s is starting to look like a bit of a home for retired players. We've got Pablo Zabaleta, who's now assistant manager. He was a coach. He's now assistant manager for the under-21s and 23s even. Once again, he's got good mentals, but coaching-wise, not very good. And Zlatan there. We are hoping to get Mark Noble in there at some point, or make me get Mark Noble as a coach for the first team. Probably under-23s. Give him a few years in the under-23s. But at the moment, he's just not interested, so that's fine. But let's crack on with the transfers who have come in. As you saw, there's only 5 players? 5 players. So we'll do this order, that's fine. So Bazio was one that we signed 2 years ago. An American, he was 16 at the time. We've signed him 2 years ago. So he's come in. I don't know if he's gone out on loan. No, he's still here. But yeah, he was a future transfer, and he's come in this year. Centre attacking mid can play centre mid as well. Trequartista, he's a natural Trequartista, which is awesome. Fran from Espanyol, he's a young left back who's 6'5". I saw that and I was like, give me a bit of that. He's a model citizen. He's 2-star current, 5-star potential at 16 years old. He could be a bit of a beast. He could be a bit of a beastie. We've got Firpo and Tierney still at the club, so he'll be in and around possibly to like Carabao Cup ties and FA Cup ties. He'll probably play one or two in there. I would suspect. So he'll get a few bits of game time, but not too much. But he might go on loan in January. See how it is. Andres Sandoval from Colombia, another one with a work permit. He's not 6'5". He is 5'7", and he's got pace for days. He's a centre attacker mid, can play striker as well, which is awesome. 2-star current, 5-star potential. Did he go out on loan? He didn't go out on loan either. But he'll be playing in the under 23s. Give these lot 3 years. Hopefully they don't lose any potential. And especially this guy, he should be awesome. He bought him in for £1.3 million. £1.3 million. So that's awesome. Then the two big boys. So we really only brought 2 players in for the first team, which is mental considering we're starting a Champions League campaign. But Divock Origi from Ajax, £15 million. On my stream save, he's not the most liked, but he was good. But we brought him in 3-star current, 3.5-star potential. I can't remember why we brought him in. There was a reason why we brought him in. Zlatan retired, that was one. And I didn't know if I trusted Ajeti to be the solid backup striker. So I wanted to get... I would have kept Ajeti on the bench, but if Haller got injured, I didn't know if I trusted Ajeti enough to fill the role. But he can be there, he can play on both wings, he's a good versatile player. So we brought in another striker. That man being Divock Origi. Most people sign him. He's not a very original signing, but, did alright for Ajax last season. 14 goals in 33 games. He's going to be a backup striker, at least, with Haller. If Haller gets injured, I can trust Origi in that role. So, yeah, decent enough signing. And then a big boy signing, an absolutely massive signing. Our new central midfielder, Adrien Robert. I believe it's Robert. 3.5-star current, 4-star potential. Another monster in that midfield. We got some good midfielders, to say the least. He's coming from Juventus, where he's not had the best of times since moving from PSG there. But 50 million quid could rise to 80, which is a massive fee for someone who hasn't had the best of times at their club. But, 22 games last season for Ajax. Were they all starts? Half and half. So, big boy fee for a big boy player. But he'll definitely be our starting centre midfielder. But yeah. The other good thing about the loans I want to say is most of them have gone out on loan to English clubs. So they'll keep their homegrown nation requirements, which is good. Especially Bullet. He was on loan at... Sunderland, wasn't it, last season? Yeah, Sunderland. So he played quite a few games, didn't realise that. So they'll all get homegrown nation, which is great, which is awesome. By the time, I think they have to have 3 years before they're 21, before their 21st birthday or something like that. So he should be getting there. There's a way to check, I think. So yeah, he's been there for over a year now, and he's carrying on with his progression. Basically, as long as he's done like 3 years in England, I think. I don't know how it works. But yeah, shall we get into the game? Community Shield, another one that could add to tick off the list. I know it's not the best of trophies to win, but it's there. It's there to be won. And as I said before, not much of a difference when it comes to first team players. I forgot to say, I'll tell you about all the drama we've had with some of our big first team players while we get into the match. But this is the team we're going to go with. Fabianski in goal, Tierney, Rice, Maguire and Klein, with Robert and Incham in the middle. That's a beast of a midfield if you ask me. Felipe Janssen, Fornals, Yarmolenko and Haller up front. Some of our big boys have obviously been tried to be touted up by other players, by other teams even. And some of them are upset. Nathaniel Klein especially. Man City wanted Nathaniel Klein for £40 million. And I said, no, £60 million. Jog on. They were having none of it. And Nathaniel Klein was like, let me join Man City. And I was like, right, you'll get more money at Man City, granted, but you'll still play Champions League. I don't think there's any chance of Man City winning the Champions League, so you've got about the same chance as we have to win the Champions League. So you're going to be playing Champions League football. So what's the problem? And he was having none of it. He's still unhappy. On the other hand, the good boys of the list, Kieran Tierney was being touted up by Man City. He signed a new contract with us, so he loves it here. He wants to play Champions League football for us, which is awesome. Declan Rice, PSG were after him, I think. He didn't make a fuss at all. He wasn't interested in joining PSG, so that was awesome. I don't think he signed a new contract or anything, but he's still got that £90 million release clause. If someone meets £90 million for him, yeah, I'll take that. I'll happily take that. Someone else, I think, was... I need to get a backup goalkeeper. I've only just realised I haven't got a backup goalkeeper. Fabianski was being tracked by Juventus, I think it was, Fabianski. He had a little bit of a wobble. It was about £8 million. He had a little bit of a wobble, but he was fine with it after a while. He didn't really care. And I think that was it. No one came in for Anderson. I think Watford were interested in Haller, but didn't come in. No one was interested in Yarmolenko. The players that we want to keep, which is good. And in that first half, nothing really has happened, but we have been on top according to those stats. Passionately say we're the better team, which we are. If you look at the stats, you weren't that bad. Let's go in. Let's go out and do it again, shall we? If we could... I mean, it's a Champions League. We want to win everything possible to us. So a Community Shield is something perfect for us, I would say. Because if we don't win the Community Shield now, we're not going to win it probably until after we win the Champions League, I would have thought. Because I don't know when we're going to win the league. I don't know when we're going to win the FA Cup again, certainly. But yeah, I kind of want to win it now, and then I don't have to worry about it again. And Yarmolenko's nearly scored. So yeah, if we can win it now, it's just out the way then. Because then we have to concentrate on winning the league. Because obviously we're not going to concentrate that much on the FA Cup because we've already won it. So yeah, we have to worry then about winning the league. And then winning the Community Shield after we've won the league might be a little bit dodge in my eyes. Because I don't want to have to rely on the one trophy we need to win is the Community Shield. Same with the UEFA Super Cup, I guess. Maybe this season we get knocked out of the group stage in third spot, so we go into the Europa League and maybe win the Europa League again and then have to go into it next season. But, you know, I kind of want to win those this season just to... Oh, go on. Oh, that looked like it was going to be a splendid goal and Inchan just rifled it over. But yeah, what was I saying? If we could win, we're playing Arsenal, a pretty dominant Arsenal team this year in the Super Cup. So obviously they won the Champions League and they've been smashing the Premier League. I don't know how they've managed it, but they've been absolutely incredible over the couple of years in this save. So our chances of winning the Super Cup are quite low, but hopefully we can give it a shot. And we're showing in this game that we can play pretty well. Yarmolenko's back post, Bailey's cleared it away. Felipe Jansson's again. Man United again let off a little bit here, I feel. But we are keep on pushing forwards, keep on pushing. Is there 5 subs in the Community Shield? I believe there's 5. I'm not quite sure. Felipe Jansson, though, on a little run here, has a shot and Henderson palms it away. I assume De Gea's injured. I assume it's Dean Henderson, and I assume he's not their starting keeper this season because it might be a little bit awkward for them, considering. Unless he's shot up and he's really good. I'm not too sure. Let's make some substitutions then. Fornals is shattered. Have we not got? I need to have a look at the players properly because it's been a few days since I played this and I can't remember what Palstrak has really done. So Anderson can go into the middle. That can bring on Diangana. Anyone else? 67. Robert's at 67, so we can bring on Ramsey. It's not a bad substitution to make, really. And we'll just keep on bringing people off once they get tired. Not really a tactical switch. I'm not really that fussed, if I'm honest. But we're just, if they get below 70, take them off so they can't get injured or anything. And don't run them into the ground anyway when it comes to start of the season, because if they get a big injury now, especially after last season's start to the season, we had Haller scores the offside after the Linos ran away. Sebastian Haller, I was going to take him off because of a bad rating, but then I changed my mind with the fitness, and he showed it again. And the substitute, Diangana, getting the assist as well. Yarmolenko played it into a Diangana who one touch, lovely ball, first time shot into the bottom right hand corner. Sebastian Haller has put us 1-0 up with 10 minutes to go. Let's make a couple more substitutions. Just to, I believe it's 5. Yeah, I think it's 5 substitutions you can make in the Community Shield. Let's take Tierney off as well. And then we can wait a few minutes just to make a time-wasting sub if we want to. They've only made the 1 substitution, so clearly they're not fussed by fitness. Felipe Jansen's on 68. No one else is on a bit. So we bring on Divock Origi to play in that cam position. See what he can do. 3 minutes of added on time. We are 1-0 up against Manchester United. And it looks like we are carrying on our form. 2 episodes in a row. 3 trophies we have won. This time it's the Community Shield. Not on the same level as FA Cup or Europa League, but we're carrying it on. Lovely, lovely way. 1-0 victory against Manchester United. I am winning it all with West Ham. It has been a fantastic start, especially... It's not even the way we're winning the championship, because if you remember the Man City game in the FA Cup final, we dominated them. We deserved to win that game. And in this game, we dominated. We deserved to win the game. So, Declan Rice, 11 life for 7.12. Getting man of the match, I assume. Origi makes his return, which is awesome. I lead West Ham to more glory. We were 1-5 pre-season odds. Well, I guess it was either us or Man United, so that's great. And Adams looks like he's going to go out on loan, which is fine by me. I think he's on the loan list anyway. Yeah, he's on the loan list anyway. So we'll get him out on loan, and we need to get a cam and a goalkeeper, I think, with not much money to go around, if any. 12 million quid. So I think we can do a little bit. Not many players, if any, are going out. It's just players coming in. And, you know, we've got one guy who we're looking at in cam. Hopefully he comes in. I very much doubt he is, because I think Napoli are after him. Maybe. But if you did like that, please leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and we will return for the first game of the league campaign and the UEFA Super Cup. See you in the next one.